Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to the show. My name is DDare Bionic, if you did not know, and I am back with another video. Hello, welcome back. I know I was gone for some time. Not really that long. It was only like a week. A week? Maybe 2 weeks. Who knows? I hope you guys had a great holiday. I had a very wonderful Christmas and a very happy New Year. And now I am ready to start 2021 off with a bang with some brand new content. I'm very excited, and let's get started with Mental Health Chat Monday. If you're new to my channel, Mental Health Chat Monday is a series where I sit down and I chat about mental health. This week we're talking about trauma, specifically generational trauma in the Black community. And yeah, I'm very excited to talk about this topic. Also, if you're new to my channel, I want to preface this video like I do all of my Mental Health Chat Monday videos. I am not a professional. I am not a licensed therapist, psychologist, psychiatrist, mental health coach in any particular way, shape, form, or fashion. I am just a guy on the internet giving you the information that I have learned from years and years of research, of close personal relationships with mental health professionals, and just from living life with anxiety and high functioning depression. So take what I say with a grain of salt or a grain of sugar. As always, I am reading my facts from my handy dandy iPad here for Medical News Today. And their information comes from the American Psychological Society, Association. What the hell? And I do that, just a quick insert, because I know most of this information. Like I said, I've done research a bunch about mental health, from trauma to depression to other types of mental health disorders. But I like to give you the clinical, professional definitions of things. And I also like to fact check myself while I'm researching for these videos. So my information is going to be coming from here. Obviously, I'll be looking at it to, make sure I'm getting my stuff right. But then I will go on and talk about experience and blah, 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 blah. So let's get into the trauma video. So trauma, as defined by the APA, is an emotional response to a terrible, tragic event such as rape, national disaster, an accident, etc., etc., etc. So it's something that happens at a point in your life. A lot of people don't even realize that it even happens, as far as the switch, the trigger, the thing that triggers the trauma response in you. But it is a climactic event in your life that causes trauma. Now we have acute trauma, which is from a single event. Chronic trauma, which is the result of repeated events, which is kind of going to be the basis of today's topic of generational trauma. And complex trauma, which is exposure to multiple traumatic events. Symptoms can include denial, anger, fear, sadness, confusion, anxiety, depression is a big one. Numbness, guilt, hopelessness, all kinds of things. So a lot of the same symptoms of depression and PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. I always almost fumble my words when I say that one. Post-traumatic stress disorder, which a lot of people have when they come back from the military because they've seen friends get killed, they've been shot at, and bombs blowing up, and all kinds of crazy stuff is happening in the military. So, that causes a lot of trauma, PTSD, post-traumatic stress. You see it a lot with women who are victims of assault, sexual assault, harassment. You see it a lot in children of abusive parents. And it can happen just from regular day-to-day life. Something traumatic might happen to you. You could get robbed. You could get attacked on the street. You could get chased by a dog. A lot of kids have a fear of dogs because they got attacked by a dog once. So yeah, it's something that affects you in such a small way in your brain that you don't even think about it being a traumatic event, or it definitely is huge. It's such a broad spectrum with trauma. You never really know if it's going to be something that's as small, not to minimize or maximize anyone's mental health triggers, but something as, quote, small as being attacked by a dog or being chased by a dog, or as large as being physically assaulted, which is, we will get into that in another episode. So What are some ways that trauma manifests? So what I have seen a lot in folks with trauma, myself included, it can manifest a lot of times in a physical way. So recoiling, like if someone has been in an abusive relationship, you can see it kind of in, you reach your hand out to touch them and they kind of jerk away because they are used to being hit or yelled at. A lot of people have an automatic response when they get yelled at, and that just is like shut down, which you wouldn't think would be, which is why you always need to assess the situation before you start screaming at somebody, or ask permission before you go to touch someone. So let's get into the full topic. I'm gonna roll up my sleeves as far as they can go on this tight hoodie for this one. Let's get into the full topic of today's video: generational trauma. So basically, the reason I'm even making this video is because I think a lot about Black people, and I think about how tortured we have been, literally and figuratively, over, the hundreds and hundreds of years of existing in this country. And the fact that, we were stolen from our homes, we were sold from our homes, we were taken from our place of comfort and brought to somewhere completely foreign, not knowing any of the language, not knowing any of where we were, by these people who wanted to use us as slaves. And I think a lot about how the trauma that our ancestors felt affects us to this day. Let me explain. So I've had this conversation with many friends. A lot of people have this feeling, and basically what it is trauma from hundreds of years of being murdered, stolen, assaulted, beaten, all these things that happened all throughout the course of slavery, built up in our ancestors, and it made us afraid. And then you have slavery ending, which was not even like 100 and something years ago, like 180 years ago at this point. In the time between slavery ending and Jim Crow ending, there is still the creation of the police force, which is solely created to police Black people, to harass and assault Black people, which is why the police is inherently racist, and no one will ever change my mind about that. And then you have, Jim Crow, where Black people were literally segregated, roped off into these ghettos, which is the actual term of ghetto. Google it. It's not a sassy neck rolling Black woman. A ghetto is a neighborhood that is created by government, put into these ghettos, and not given the proper tools to become educated, to take on to be a real person. That we were continuously dehumanized. So then you have all that trauma from years of not being able to vote, not being able to read, not being able to get the appropriate food or healthcare or all that stuff, which ended it with Jim Crow, which was 56 years ago. So most of the people, our grandparents, some of our great grandparents are still alive. Our parents were either born around then or a little bit before then or after then. Like so many of the people on this earth right now experienced the hatred that was so rampant and continues to be rampant against African American people, against people who are not white. And so through years of learned behavior of just respect the police, listen to what they say, keep your head down, don't work too hard for this, or you have to work twice as hard to be as good as one of them, or, all these things that are ingrained into us, that beat into us, it all creates a trauma response. That's why most Black people do not have a positive connotation of the police, even before they have an interaction with the police. And I can guarantee you, I've had very few positive interactions with the police. I can count on one hand. But again, that's that trauma response from the police being created to literally police and abuse us. That's that keep your head down, don't do anything, to disrespect them, that making me feel like I have to be less than this person to live through a situation. You know what I mean? It's always a fight to live as a Black person. And so that's how this whole idea, I don't know if it's an actual concept. I don't know if I just made this up on my own. This part of it I did not research. I just looked up the trauma part because this I knew I had. Of course, I did not come up with this concept. I figured I didn't, but I just wanted to fact check myself. Here is the definition that I found on Google for generational trauma. You can do some research on it yourself, but literally everything I'm saying in this video is right. Back to the video. It's this strange thing that, not strange, it's not strange at all, but it's this thing that I've just been thinking about more and more and more, this generational trauma, these things we carry with us, and you see it carry on to social media. We share videos of Black men being killed in the streets. We share videos of fights. We laugh at it and we make it, we think it's funny, but you put that image next to the image of two male dominant slaves being made to fight each other to the death during slavery, and it's literally the same thing. It's watching two Black people beat each other for entertainment. For what purpose? It's doing nothing but deepening those wounds and creating more and more trauma for Black people. And oh man, I just am honestly sick of watching it. I don't watch it anymore. Honestly, if I see it, if there's another video floating around of somebody who has been killed, I can't aid in the desensitization and the belittlement of Black lives in that way. Black lives will always matter, whether you are cis, hetero, normative, whether you are trans, queer on any end of the spectrum, whether you are mixed race Black, whether you are from whatever part of the world where you are from. You are Black and you are loved by me. That is true. But we need to cease this endless abuse of ourselves and acknowledge and rectify the generational trauma that we have experienced. Yeah, I think that's how I wanted to say that. So some ways to heal trauma. Let me pull my tablet back out real quick. Obviously, the number one way to heal trauma, everybody say it with me. You've been watching my videos long enough, everybody needs therapy, period. Yeah, trauma, go to therapy. But some other things, and this is something that I actually just stumbled upon. There's cognitive behavioral treatment where the patterns are changed through influences and behaviors and all that stuff. There's something called eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, which I've never heard of before. It's a common trauma therapy apparently. And during EDMR, individuals are briefly relieve specific traumatic experiences while a therapist directs their eye movements. That's interesting. Yeah, there are many channels and things that you can do to heal trauma. Generational trauma is a bigger thing. Generational trauma is something that we need to heal as a unit, as Black people, from the colorism to, sharing of videos on the internet of Black people being assaulted to calling each other the N-word. Please stop. It is not cute. I hate it. I hate it so much. Yeah, there are ways that we can do this together as people, and it has to be together as people. So I think that's all I got for this video. If you learned anything from this video, comment down below something that you learned. I want everybody to comment one fact down below that they learned, or not even a fact, just something that you didn't know before that is new to you. Comment down below. Hit me up, talk to me. Also, if you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell notification so you get a notification every single time I post a video, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for sure. We are in the new year. 2021 is already starting off better. I got a new microphone, and I'm turning 28 in like 10 days. So I'm very excited. I'm so happy. My birthday is always an excellent time of year, panoramic or not. I want to have fun on my birthday, period, safely, with the mask on, socially distanced. Okay. If you would like this beautiful tapestry behind me, or this Witch's Brew hoodie, which I'm wearing for my single that is out now, you can shop my Redbubble at the link down below, and you can hit my other links to find my music, all my other social media, all that good stuff. Give me a follow if you like what I post. Yeah, make sure you shop Lunatide's hair color for this beautiful cerulean sea beard. I'm thinking of changing it soon. I almost went back to my natural color, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm thinking of changing this up to something lighter soon. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.